this video, we will look at the importance of aligning our vision and our thoughts with the Word of God. To begin with, let me ask you a question. What is the difference between a rich person and a poor person? What is the difference between a powerful person and a powerless person? What is the difference between a fearful, depressed person and a joyful, peaceful person? It all depends upon how they think about themselves and how they see themselves inside. Are they thinking themselves poor and fearful, or are they thinking themselves rich and peaceful? The spiritual law states that what you behold, you will become. I repeat, what you behold, you will become. Or in other words, what you behold, you will think. The majority of our thoughts will be directed towards what we behold inside of us. I will prove the above statements biblically. Proverbs 23 verse 7 says, "For as he thinks in his heart, so is he." As per this spiritual law, what you manifest on the outside is a result of your inner thoughts. Thoughts are real. What you think will be attracted to you. How do we think? We think in images and pictures. For example, if I say Pastor Benny Hinn, immediately a mental picture of Benny Hinn will be presented to you. Similarly, if I say about your son and your daughter, you will see an image of your son and daughter. We think about them in pictures. Genesis chapter 6 verse 5 says, "Every imagination of the thoughts of heart was only evil continually." Every imagination of the thoughts of the heart. Here we see the thoughts of the heart are connected to our imagination. Imagination is the image center of your being, where you see the mental pictures of what you think about. Your imagination is also known as the eye of understanding in Ephesians 1:18. Paul is praying that eyes of your understanding being enlightened. Proverbs chapter 29 verse 18 says, "Where there is no vision, the people perish. Happy, blessed is he that keeps the law, or one who observes the word of God." The word of God says that where there is no vision within us, as per his word, people perish. It is very important that our vision is aligned with God's vision for our lives. We see this example with the spies sent to view the promised land. Except Joshua and Caleb, everyone else said, this is in the book of Numbers chapter 13, we also saw the Nephilims there. So Nephilims are also referred to giants. And we were like grasshoppers in our sight. We were like grasshoppers in our own sight. On the other hand, Numbers 13:30 says what Joshua and Caleb declared. "We should by all means go up and take possession of it, for we will certainly prevail over it and overcome it." We will certainly prevail over it and overcome it. Everyone saw the same physical circumstance through their physical eyes. Through the physical eyes, they saw the giants. But how they perceived the circumstance internally was completely opposite. The visions were completely different. Caleb and Joshua, through the eyes of the imagination, saw themselves as overcomers and possessing the land. And eventually, both of them entered into the promised land. Whereas other spies saw themselves as grasshoppers in front of the giant, and they saw themselves as weak and defeated. As their vision did not align with God's vision for their life, their corpse fell in the wilderness and they never entered the promised land. As a man thinks in his heart, so is he. We walk by faith. What you behold is very important. Health and strength of your physical body depends upon where your eye is fixed. Eye is the lamp of the body. If your eye is clear and single and focused on God's reality, which is the Word of God, your body will be full of light. Whereas the opposite, where like your eye is not focused on the Word of God, then the body will be full of darkness. From the Bible, we looked at one more example between the connection between the thoughts and the imagination. In 1 Samuel chapter 15 verse 17, Prophet Samuel is speaking to King Saul. Is it not true, though you were little in your own eyes, you were made the head of the tribes of Israel? And in New Living Translation it says, although you may think little of yourself, are you not the leader of the tribes of Israel? Please notice the usage. You were little in your own eyes and you think little of yourself. King Saul saw himself little in his own eyes, and accordingly he thought little of himself, which resulted in he following men instead of following God. So where there is no vision, people perish. When we see ourselves sick, fearful, poor, broke and powerless in our own eye, we start thinking sick, fearful, poor, broke and powerless about ourselves, and we will manifest that negative reality which is not God's vision for us. Whereas a person who meditates on the Word of God and he sees himself powerful, reigning, an overcomer, healthy, wealthy in his own eyes, he will start thinking being powerful, being an overcomer, healthy and wealthy, and he will start manifesting all the good things from the kingdom within. Thank you for watching this video.